Welcome back, my friends. I got my buddy JoJo with me. JoJo, do we call you JoJo? We don't do that, do we? He says, yes, I can do it. Excellent. All right, but more importantly, we're going to talk spinner today. And something I want to bring up immediately, because we always focus, if you get inside this machine, you see 3 turrets, you see 2 spindles, you see how sexy this thing is. You know that you can do done-in-ones, you know the flexibility of the machine, but something you might not notice right offhand is the flat bed in the back. And Joe and I are going to talk about that first and foremost, because it's not always discussed, and it should be. So why is it shaped like this? Why is it not slanted like so many we see?
Yeah, this display gives it a lot of flexibility for the machinist. So it offers you the ability to make tool changes a lot easier as a machinist, see your tool wearage so you can make that adjustment if it needs to be more efficient on the process. And also, it just saves us with the footprint so we can optimize the floor space a lot better.
That I like. I mean, all of it makes sense, but that footprint clicked, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that because it's important as we think about the flexibility of doing more inside of one machine instead of having 4 of these machines. Well, maybe not these, but 4 machines now combined into one machine, right? I think about floor space immediately. So I look inside of here, Joe, and I see 3 turrets. And I know that these turrets, if I think about how many operations I can do inside of one machine and how much time I'm saving, potential scrap possibilities, this being able to do more, put it in a box when it's done and ship it out again, it's how we start to compete globally.
Yes, it's like you were saying, full automation. That's our biggest point that we want to create. A one-stop machining center that can complete the part and do lights out manufacturing and just make the process a lot more efficient by combining everything into one setup. And especially on these machines, when you add multiple turrets, you can change this process by just doing 2 op-10s if you wanted to, even, you know, if that makes sense, and do 5-axis work on other parts. So it gives you a lot of flexibility for all manufacturing.
Yeah, flexibility is the key word there. Whether you're doing op-10, op-20, or 2 10s, however you want to do it. Spinner started in 1948. The legacy is there, the legends are there, including yourself. I got so many friends within Spinner that describe to me the potential possibilities of what can be done if machine shops adapt this true 3 turrets, 2 spindles. But I heard a rumor, and I think this rumor is interesting to understand, is all 3 of these turrets can actually work on a single spindle if you want to, for truly getting stuff done quicker.
You're right, and that's the key to Spinner is process optimization. You know, in theory, you can have 3 cuts at the same time and change it throughout. So you can always consistently have all the turrets moving at once.
Yeah, and I think about, if I'm having all the turrets running at once, I'm thinking, okay, 1 here, maybe 2 here, 1 on the opposite side. And that makes sense if we're doing op-10, op-20, and we're trying to get it done. But the capability to put it all in one, I don't always hear that. And I like knowing I can put it all in one space if I need to. Something else I want to talk about is some of the industry, as we're learning, a lot of us go to school and we'll train on a single turret, single spindle machine. That's how we train. We might get scared immediately. Oh my gosh, there's too much going on here, Joe. What do I do, right? What is it like if I do make a mistake? Because anyone who's machining out there, if you say you've never crashed a machine or never made a mistake, you're not machining, and we all know it. We've all made mistakes. But getting back to good, getting back to home, getting ready to run again needs to be done quickly when we make mistakes. What's it like with the spinner machine?
With this 90-degree bed, it's super nice to just operate and to fix those mistakes when they do happen. We have local service throughout the United States, and we also have programs for our spindles. We manufacture all of our key components in-house, which gives us the ability to be quality control, increase our quality control. And also on our spindle program that we offer, you can send out a crashed spindle to Germany while we send you a brand new one or a refurbished one, and give you a credit once we inspect the spindle that's damaged. So it's just continuing the process to make sure that the customer, when those mistakes happen, can get the machine running as fast as possible.
Joe, something else I want to talk about is your chip conveyor. Now, You're much taller than I, but I think I could walk straight under it. It's so high. And I've been into shops before that have put chip bins underneath chip conveyors and it fills up in minutes. Even if it's not minutes, it's within an hour, and they're constantly either overflowing, making a mess, switching out chip bins. Some people have made more chips than they can keep up with. And I imagine a spinner machine doing all of this work has the potential to be in that same boat. But you've decided not only is it wider, which is cool, but it's way taller as well to get larger bins under there. Would you mind discussing some of the importance of a chip conveyor, which is oftentimes overlooked?
Oh, it's really overlooked. And like you were saying, being wide, you can get those chips out of the machine, which is always the kind of sore foot of it, of the whole experience. And get the chips into the bin. And when you're doing lights out manufacturing, those bins, especially running parts as fast as we do, it can fill up quick. So having that extra capacity in those bins gives you a better process to get into the lights out manufacturing stage.
Joe, the last thing I want to talk about today is the importance of service and support, but not just service and support globally, but internally at Spinner, how you guys have focused on it, because we all know as we work locally, we're here at Prosper Machine Tools today, a great partner of yours. When we work locally, we will sometimes buy a machine solely for the purpose of who can locally support me, who can take care of me. I've spoken with Salim, I've spoken with John, I've spoken with some of your friends. Your commitment to making sure service and support is there for the customer is priority number one, and everything else seems to come after that. That's how important it is for you guys to make sure anyone who invests in a spinner machine knows that they're taken care of from day one.
Yeah, essentially, that's our main focus. And it's like if your machine is down, it's just like an empty floor space. It means nothing. You know, you're not gaining any value, any money. So we want to make sure that our support is there next day, and possibly the same day if it's early in the morning, just to make sure that we can get the machine up and running, producing parts. That's our overall goal, and that's what our biggest focus is. And we have partnerships with Prosper and a lot of our global network dealers throughout that we help service support, as well as internally we have our service applications team to help with our machines, our dealers, and Spinner Germany as well.
Let's close this out with a personal experience, Joe. You, my friend, 15 years of machining.
Yeah, long.
15 years. You've seen a few things, right?
Yeah.
And knowing that and connecting with the audience, that you're not just, I didn't just pull you off the street as a sales guy and say, please talk about my machine. You have been in the trenches. You have seen what works, what doesn't work, complications, results, successes. Why do you personally like to represent Spinner, and what do you think it brings to a machine shop?
And they have so many great qualities. I think one of my favorite was that it's still a family-owned business, and that runs true to me. Just having integrity and just focus on the customer side. As a machinist, when I looked at it, and that goes from our 3-axis machine, 2-axis machine, to our microturn, our TTS, they're all designed uniquely than most machine manufacturers out there. They all offer a nice uniqueness, footprint, easy to work with. My knees at 30, I could barely walk up the stairs, you know, because I was always reaching inside the machine, putting stress on my knees. And on this, you can be at vertical and have full access to your machine envelope, and fixing tools, looking at tools like our common practice in the industry. So a lot of that, then when I noticed Salim was focusing on service, that's always a good benefit, because a lot of people are losing track of that. And it's difficult finding service techs throughout the industry. We have a big challenge with finding machinists, service applications, but making sure that we grow in a positive direction to not lose focus of that is another key selling point for me.
Good man. You are off the hot seat, brother. I appreciate you.
that.
For everyone
Thanks
watching, this is Spinner in partnership with Prosper Machine Tools. If you're looking for that service and support, looking for that quality of machine, give these guys a shot, give them a look. Salim's a good friend of Joe and I's. And yeah, I mean, 3 turrets, 2 spindles, trying to do more, trying to make money, trying to have that reliability to walk away, that walk away machine time. This is where it all comes into play for you to be successful.